Hello, so as planned on the previous video, I wanted to keep doing updates on the setup of this reef tank, the innovative marine Fusion Nano, the 20 gallons. So basically wanted to show you how this has evolved, if there's any challenges that I faced. Probably I will cover a few ones, and how the tank is evolving, and if there's anything I disliked from this past month now. Basically on the previous video, you may have seen, so I was at the end of the cycling process. That was towards mid-October, so the cycle was really finished a bit more than a month ago now, slightly more. So of course right away you can see some big changes, including the livestock that is in there right now. So I will maybe quickly cover that, but you can definitely see, so there's 3 fishes in there, so a pair of clownfishes. Those ones are ocellaris true perculas, and also you can see there firefish goby. So really loving those. They're very healthy so far, quite active, so those 3 are great addition. Of course, as a first setup, those are supposed to be also very hardy fishes and easy to take care of. So definitely I'm pumped with those. Really loving them. I guess you can probably see as well some other additions. Maybe I'm going to close up a bit. So of course, right after the cycling process, so I added a cleaner crew, so you can see one of the trochus snails that is somewhere there. There is 2 or 3 trochus snails that are around, so that's what I put as a cleaner crew. Also a nasarius snail that should be, of course, hiding somewhere. So they've done great work in terms of cleaning up right after the cycling process. And basically you can also see here the cleaner shrimp. So this is a great one. So usually she's not shy at all, so that's a really great addition as well. Although she's definitely trying to get on the fishes and try to clean them up. So far it only worked a couple of times with a firefish goby. Maybe I will try to include a video. That was a very short video that I've been able to get, but the clownfishes definitely don't let the shrimp go on them and do anything with them. So I don't know if that will change at any point. Basically the fishes, as you can see, they tend to stay around that right side of the tank, which sometimes leads to the female or the bigger clownfish to go after the firefish goby. So whenever the firefish goby goes too close to the clownfishes or towards their area, the big one is not really happy and gets at the firefish. But really so far no major issues. Well, there has been something really strange. So you can also see that some corals are in there. So those are soft corals. You can see some xenia that is in there. So mine is not pulsating. So I'm trying to do my best in terms of flow and light as well to accommodate these corals. So far they seem overall healthy, but definitely I will try to make sure they developed well. But anyway, I like them. So with the corals, at one point, something that is missing already, I was having some zoas in there, and very strangely the clowns at one point they started to pick at the zoas. So maybe I will include the video there. I will put it upload it separately. That was very strange and aggressive thing from the clownfishes getting at the zoas. I was really surprised, so I really had to remove them because they will not stop. So in terms of cycling process, just to say that it has been overall pretty fast. I think, has taken probably 3 weeks, sometimes like 3 weeks, even maybe slightly less. So what I have, the way I started is basically only live rock that you can see here and live sand. Live rock was coming from my local fish store, so it's a 30 minutes drive from my place. Took them out of the water and just started the tank in here 30 minutes later. So definitely, I think that really helped the process or make it overall fast, of course. So those were live and wet rocks. So definitely that make it work. Also, a few things that I use. So I started on the recommendation on the fish store owner with some live bacteria that he recommended. So the product seem to have helped as well. Maybe, I'm not sure. The product is called Backnet. I will maybe include it in here in the comments. Also, another thing that I have been dosing, so the live bacteria I've been dosing weekly, and I've been also using this product that maybe you can see here. So that's the Easy Life Filter Media. It works as a conditioner, a tonic, prophylactic. So I don't know, there is like 30, it's mentioned 30 different type of actions on the water, and works as a liquid media, really helping, supposed to help the fishes be healthy, and let's say propagation of the good bacteria. So I've also been dosing that weekly. So I don't know if that has helped, but I gave it a try, and it seems that it has been successful. Maybe without it as well, but I've been using that. One challenge definitely that I've been facing, I don't know how much you can see it with this light, although yes, probably you can. So in terms of diatoms, I've been struggling to get completely rid of those, or at least right after the cycling process, and when including the cleanup crew, so everything was thoroughly clean. Nothing was appearing in terms of algae, diatoms, etc. You can probably also see here some hair algae. This doesn't bother me too much. It doesn't grow too fast. And for me, that's not that much of an issue. I will check that it doesn't grow crazy. But in terms of diatoms at the beginning, so probably I had to adjust the feeding. So I was trying to keep the fish healthy and feeding twice a day. So I know, it really depends. Different recommendations are given, but I thought like 2 small amounts a day was much better than a full ration only once a day. And also in terms of light, probably I was trying to find the right parameters. So as mentioned in the previous video, the light that is being used here is the Orbit Marine, the current Orbit Marine LED. So you don't have much options to adapt or to work on the parameters. So only white and blue channel can be adapted. There's only 2 channels anyway, from 0 to 100%, and in terms of photo period, from how much hours you want, that you can set up as you want. But definitely, probably at the beginning, I was setting up to 8-9 hours with the 2 feedings per day, and I think that had an impact on the diatoms coming back. So now I've been trying to reduce the amount of food. So the tank is a small tank, or nano tank, so 20 gallons. So I guess it needs to be careful. In terms of food, probably need to be careful on the amount you put in there. In terms of light as well, I've been reducing to try to avoid the diatoms to come back too heavily. So now I'm somewhere around 6 or 7 hours, most probably, and dimmed a bit the light down with a bit more of the blue channel. Normally here it's turned a bit off for the video, but normally I'm at around 60% or 70%, so a bit more of blue light and a bit less of a white light, with probably around 50%. So it seems the higher I go, the worse it is. Also, the coral seems to react negatively to too much light. So I will keep monitoring that and doing my best. So hoping that can get rid completely of the diatom. So now I will yes, keep reducing the food and keep the photo period to around 7 hours. In terms of the tank as well, so not much has changed. So versus my previous video, so of course there's a few things, maybe you can see it from here, that I'm starting to notice. There's a weird part of the tank, so you can see here maybe, that is tearing apart. So not a good news, probably not too much to worry about. I don't know how much you can see that, but you see the I don't know, the joint where the two glasses are joined together. So this is starting to tear a bit apart. So definitely not a good news. Also, the quality in terms of the back chamber. So I know a lot of people is having these issues. I don't know if it's visible here, but this is not really aligned, and this is a bit, let's say, dodgy. So it doesn't look very strong. So far no issues with that, but I guess I need to be careful or clean it from time to time, avoid that too much salt gets in there, so the joint doesn't tear apart. So that's one thing. And also, as you can see here, the return pumps and the tubing in there, so there is definitely some slight leaking. You see the salt condensating here, so there is a bit of a leak that is not a major issue, but again probably worth checking that in the future, and that there is not a bigger issue. In terms of upgrade that I did to the tank, that I didn't mention that, but that probably you can hear. So this is the I added the protein Skimmer. So this one is a ghost skimmer. I think it's if I remember, the innovative marine skimmer, the desktop size one. So this is the only one that will fit into this innovative marine, 20 gallons, and I will probably do a separate review of this one. Definitely one of the biggest issues for me is the noise of this thing. I don't know how much you can hear, but that's a dramatic change when it's on. It sounds a bit like a coffee grinder, and is a bit disturbing. And in terms of as well, let's say, efficiency, you can see it has been quite difficult to set it up, because you can set up the height of this thing, of the collection cup. So probably I will show how I think I managed to set it up, so you can see that the foam is going towards the higher level, or let's say the foam and the protein and the gunk is going into the collection cup, but it's not going like crazy. And this is a very difficult one that I'm trying still to sort out. I think I thought I had find it out, so I will show another video on the way I set that up. Usually it tends to work, and collecting a bit of gunk. There is a bit of dirt, like you can see here, so it is somehow working. I will need to clean that up, by the way. It is somehow working, but it's not an easy one to set up. Also, in terms of noise, for me that's a bit of too much noise, so I would probably do an additional video on this one. I think a lot of people is also looking to understand how it performs and how it works. Basically, so the fishes having fun. So as you see, again, that's what I was saying before. Whenever the firefish goes too close, the big one, the big clownfish is not happy. So the strange thing is that this guy is really staying always around there next to the clownfishes, where he has all, I mean, room here where the clownfishes tend not to go. But anyway, he's happy there. So let's see how it goes in the future. But again, so far so good. Some ups and downs with the setup, some things that we need to keep a close eye on, but let's say very happy with the way it goes. So again, if you have any comments or things I should consider or questions, let me know in the comments, and I will keep updating the progress on this one. Thank you.